I've seen grown men cry. I seen backpedal, scream. I've seen grab the bars and have to be forced through, or to the point of where they wouldn't let go. They had to be beaten and took back down. All right, so I got sentenced to 2.5 years, which was for probation revocation hearing that went bad, and I had to back up my probation. So out of the 5-year probation, I had to do 2.5.
Okay.
I got 20 days from being released, and I got hit with an armed robbery, which was, I wasn't fixing to take that. I mean, I didn't do no armed robbery. They had me, I got caught with 14 pounds of weed. That I didn't get caught. My second in command, my cousin, he got caught with 14 pounds of our weed that he wasn't supposed to have, and he didn't stick to the plan. So long story, but I ended up doing 2.5 on that, and then as I was getting out in 20 days, they hit me with an armed robbery, which was it was bullshit, but they were set to find someone, and they were willing to put me as a scapegoat. So I went ahead and took my sister's advice. She ran a casino in Shreveport, Louisiana, and had a real good friend who was their attorney, the casino's attorney.
Yeah.
Bless the dead, he died, but he signed up to be my lawyer, and he was probably one of the best lawyers in Louisiana at the time. And they came at me with 20 years. I told them, yeah, I know. Hey, suck my dick. Boom, boom, car take me back to the dorm. They came back again and offered me 15. Same thing. Hey, you can do that. Guard, take me back to the dorm. I got thinking about it. I was sitting in my bunk. They found my DNA, not at the crime scene. It was 75 yards to the south of the crime scene, which was in a hat, and I'm a big hat guy. And I'm used to, like, when we get riding down, there'd be a group of people, and I was kind of well known back then. I would take my hat and I'd throw it out into the crowd, whatever, or be in the back of a truck after a mud ride or something, toss it out, shirt and all that. It became a thing around there, and so I mean, and plus people would wear my hats, wear my shoes, it's just, if you woke up hungover in a party or something, and you might wear somebody else's shirt about it, or somebody else's hat, or find a hat that you like that somebody left and wear. You know, so I mean, that wasn't circumstantial at all, because the person said that the robbers went in this direction. He laid it out perfectly for the detectives and everything. Okay, well, they went this way. My hat was found way over here, way away from it. No connection other than it was in the same town, one horse town, no red light. That's where the assistant DA lived. It's been an ongoing case. They had to close it. He don't want to look bad. I got to thinking about it, because they said I favored the guy picked me out of the lineup. Okay, cool. Well, that kind of bothered me, but still, it's circumstantial. I mean, no, nothing other than that. But in that little town where I'm from, where they do whatever they want to do, have been and still do, you got a guy that says, I'm the guy from the lineup. You got my hat that's not in the crime scene, but it's way on the other side. Whether it's circumstantial or not, it's still not gonna fly with 12 people that probably won't like me or probably know me and don't. I've done something to them, had sex with their daughter, their sister, their aunt, maybe just got in a fight with a cousin. I don't know. It wasn't worth it. So I'm thinking about it, and then it hits me. Well, my best friend, we look alike. We're the same height. He is a career criminal. He has his crime spree from a northern state. I'm not gonna say what, it could be incriminating, but from a northern state all the way down to Louisiana. He hates the authority. He was a gangster little dude, and he's my boy. I told him, I said, look, yada yada, this is what I do. I had a lot of dirt on a lot of cops around where I'm from, because at that time I was doing pretty big things. I had some that owed me money. I had some that I paid off. I had some that I had video of them doing drugs across from my house and at the car wash. That was all in my favor. I didn't think I should have to use that at any time, because I was pretty smart about everything I did. But 15 years, it's time to use it, you know? And so I had the DA, who was a good guy, really. Not the DA, he was an assistant DA. He was a real good guy. Me and his son was basketball stars at school together. He listened to everything that I said. If they got me right, you know, I didn't lie to them. Hey, you got me, you know. I owned up to it. If they came at me with some bullshit, I tell them, hey, bro, Mr. Yada Yada, I didn't do this. This ain't me. I ain't how I rock. He believed me. He still had to investigate, but he believed me. He helped me out a lot when I was younger. I mean, it could have been a lot worse for me.
Yeah.
I was very thankful for him, but he wasn't backing down. And in our eyes, it did look bad for me. I mean, it really did. And luckily, I had a caring sister that believed in me. If I told her I didn't do something, she knew that I didn't. I mean, I've always been a man of my word. So he came down. He signed up to be my lawyer. He came at him, and when they heard him signing up, they kind of got a little act right, but they was still wanting to shut this case. So 2.5 years. This wasn't no easy 2.5 years. For me,
You're sitting behind bars this whole time.
Yeah, this whole time I've been behind bars. I did 2 years in the back, in the jungle. Well, when you come down that hall, you have that last set of bars with those 4 pods that I've seen grown men cry. I've seen backpedal, scream. I've seen them grab the bars and have to be forced through, or to the point of where they wouldn't let go. They had to be beaten and took back to lockdown.
This is like a bad section of the jail, the prison.
Yeah, yeah. You at that time in 1998, 1999, 2000, and before, but that's the years that I served there. At that time, you did not come through those last set of bars if you didn't have it in you. I think there was three white boys that lived back there that I really remember. Four, but three that didn't have to go through. There was a few that came through there, and there was a few that made it, but they just didn't make it. When I say that they made it, I had respect. They knew me from the street. Another cat, he was kind of known around there, but he carried himself well. He had to get in a tussle time or two. We had a little corner called the cut. Cameras couldn't see that. You had an issue, you carried it to the cut. And if people didn't get out of control, get overreacted too much to the fight, the guard, they'd let it go and just, you hash your beef out right there. Well, most of the time we got away with it. I only got in 3 fights the whole time I was there. 2 with people that I didn't really know. 1 with my best friend. My best friend was the only person that ever knocked me out in my life. And he didn't hit me with a single punch. But he knocked me out. Could have killed me, probably. He was real strong. I knew if he got his hands on me, it'd hurt me. But 3 fights in 3 years, and I talk a lot of shit. I jokes hard.
So that's actually not too bad for you, 3 fights to say.
No, it's really not. I mean, because they knew me from the street. Because I used to box on the street. That's all. We used to fight a lot, but I never fought out of anger. Really, it's more like, man, if they'd had MMA training where I was from, man, I'd have been a Conor McGregor. I really would have.
Yeah.
But life just doesn't have some things in store for you. So I've seen people just, break down coming back there. Every day, somebody's coming through those gates to the front, leaking blood, following them all the way out. They thought it was funny because it was mostly my parish, and mostly down. There was 3 pods, all my parish. Our great warden at the time, they thought it was pretty funny. This guy, I mean, I give him credit. Don't get me wrong, I give him credit because he was a literate. He got the position from just being there, working in that section for most of his life from a young age. He was Otis Shields was his name. He was an older black man that he was illiterate. He was actually a good guy. All bullshit aside, he was a good guy. Really, he went through a lot to get that position. For him to have that position in that town that where I'm from, that said a lot. Somebody like that just didn't get that position. But he was old school. Most of his crew was old school, and a lot of them was racist towards white guys. I mean, but they was racist. I mean, they didn't give a fuck. They beat up the thugs and gangsters that they knew. They killed this kid, Spencer Rhymes. Dude was maybe 100 pounds at the most. Most likable little guy. His older brother dude, his older brother he was a cool cat. Me and him joked real hard. We were spade partners many times. Because that's what I did. I ran poker and blu-ray tables. And for a white guy to be able to do that in jail, that says a lot. But they killed his little brother just because he smarted off something to Julius, one of the fucking guards. They beat that kid in lockdown so bad. He died of internal injuries. Now he's one of many, but yeah, he was a good kid.
Was this you think racially motivated because you said?
No, he was a black kid.
Oh, okay.
And they were black guards.
Yeah.
They were fucking assholes. That's what they were.
But the black guard, they were also, some of them were racist.
Oh yeah, yeah. PT and the preacher Thomas Thompson. PT and Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
They were PT was about your height. Fucking assholes. Yeah, he was racist. The preacher man, minister, I want to say Thompson, whatever his name was. Yeah, they didn't like white guys. They called me. I got my first tattoo from this cat, J32. He was a good friend of mine. This chick that I was trying to bang on the street. We actually was real good friends though. Turned out to be real good friends. That was her little brother. He did a tattoo on my shoulder. They waited till he got done. Then they came in and snatched me up and brought me to lockdown and told me to scrub it. And I pretty much told them, fuck you. You do your job. I ain't doing it for you. So they kind of beat me a little bit, not much, and just take the wind out of me. They got me held me down with a knee in the back and took a SOS wool pad thing and scrubbed. I mean, it's still faintly there back there, but
They were scrubbing, trying to scrub off
they
your
scrubbed the ink
tattoo
out
off.
of it. Yeah, and they did a pretty good job. It's faintly there. And ironically, it's the laugh now, cry later, Mardi Gras man. And but it was crazy. But
They didn't want you guys getting tattoos in there or something?
no, it was contraband. You'd have to break all the rules to make the only rule you really had to break was starting a fire in the dorm to make the ink, because they gave you everything else on the store. You could buy the headphone, the walkie-talkie, the Walkman, to get the motor out of. You can buy the batteries on there to run the motor. You can use the pins that they sell to have for the tube, and the springs out of the pins, and the lighter is the only contraband that really, and you don't have to have the lighter. You can make your own flame with 2 batteries and a razor that you get from them to start a flame on a rag that you roll up tight and soak with baby oil that you get from them, and make your homemade candle to burn the styrofoam and everything to make the soot to mix with the toothpaste and the shampoo to make the ink.
That's how they make the tools to make tattoos in prison.
Well, no, my friend, I just found out, made it. I think he might be the first one to ever do it. He made a tattoo gun that ran off water. Hydro tattoo. He made it here in Ascension Parish. He's a hell of a tattoo artist. And I don't know. I still like. I wish I'd have been there, but everybody talks about it. And he's a good friend of mine. And he made a hydro tattoo gun, hydro powered tattoo gun. But up there, they used anything and everything to promote fear into the inmates. But they had the system backwards. Up there, usually what they do is if you're from that parish, they ship you off to another parish. That way you don't have commonality with the guards. Because, I mean, you got everybody's family up there. Everybody's friend. You went to school with them, you played ball with them, you know. I mean, man, we had so much dope coming in through up there. It was unreal. I mean,
because they were able to be in relationships with people they already knew.
This dude I knew, his name was Big D, 6'6". I don't know why he was so intimidated about me, but I hustled that dude. He was the dope dude. I mean, this dude had mojo. He had anything he wanted. I mean, I bought meth from him in there. Well, the last time I was up there, and I don't know why I even thought that. But I would play him. I played poker against him. I was the only one that could stand up against him because he had so much money that he threw at people all the time that they couldn't stay in the pot. But bitch, I'm hustling you. I'm playing you with your own money because what? You know, it surprises me sometimes how people are so got their shit together so much, or it looks like they got it together, that he's got everything coming into him. Whatever he wants, he's got all his people bringing it to him that works there. And then he's got to figure out a way to send it down to the people that want it. He's got to send an ounce or a half ounce down to the other end of the prison. How you do that? Easily. But how you do that without losing it, or a smart way to do it, he had to have a way to package it. The way to package it is by cellophane. So they can put it in their mouth. If they get caught up, they can just swallow it. Shit it out later. But no one gets caught, no one knows whatever, because all they had to do is swallow it. So you got the hall workers, you got the people who go to church and meet up with the other person from the other dorm at church, and exchange there. You got doctor's visits, you got lawyer visits, you get all kind of ways you can do it. Hell, some guard would even take it for him. But he still had to have cellophane to wrap it in.
But they would do that. They would swallow it and then just go to their.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They
got this thing called Weekend Warriors. It's a really cool thing, really, for the people who need it. There's people who get sentenced only weekends. And so Friday comes around, they done shoved everything they can up their ass. Phones, drugs, weapons, and they get in there. They got, I got a Imodium pill that they, or diarrhea pill that they keep it in their mouth or whatever, and they swallow it right before they get there. And because you got to go through screen, watch. Sometimes you go straight into population. Sometimes you have to go through a little lockdown period, a day or two, a couple of hours maybe. When they get general pop, and, you know, motherfuckers running in there to the toilet, you know, and boom, they flush it out. And they get it out of them, and everybody's happy again. I just got out from doing a couple months back, for a domestic thing with my girl that was trying to put my eye out with a pair of vice grips. I called the cops. I did everything they asked me to do, and they still took me to jail once. And I didn't do nothing. Her mom even told them she was off her medication. He didn't do nothing. They still took me to jail. In a month's time, dude, I got legendary status. The shit that I was bringing back to my dorm. In the trustee dorm.
Time on the street or what?
Well, yeah, as a user, because I don't try to get back into ever doing anything anymore as far as pushing. Because I mean, when I was moving, when I was in the game, man, I had my hands on a lot of stuff. In jail though, as being away from all that, man, there's so much shit that comes through jail, easy access. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I mean, they were asking me to move all this stuff because they gave me the day guard position, or day hall position, which is, dude, if I'd have had more than a month, if I'd have had 6 months, I'd have came out of there with 10, 20 grand. Easily. Easily. I'd have made so much money in there, it was ridiculous. You know, in a month's time, and I only had that position for 2 weeks maybe, 2-3 weeks, if that. Yeah, maybe 3 weeks at the most. And man, I made so much, and I wasn't even tripping. I wasn't even trying to tax nobody. I was just trying to have it easy while I was in there. I was sharing everything I was getting with a couple of people that I was cool with. There were like 4 people I kicked it with in my dorm. All the rest was pedophiles. So I stayed way away from it because I didn't want to smack one in the mouth. So I had 4 people that I really dealt with, kicked it with in there. But I was on the floor 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was the most hardest job that they had, because you don't get a day off. You're working 12 hours a day. You're always on call. But man, the benefits I don't want to sit up there with 40 other hard dicks. Man, put me out there let me see some women, talk to some women, hustle some guards, the women hell, I seen my girl in there. I wouldn't talk to her, but yeah, I could pass things along to the women because they would come through. I had to get their trays ready for them during child times. When they come out through medication, when they're getting booked in, you know, I could pass things along right there. Hell, I met a couple of women while I was in through there. But yeah, it was easy access to everything. I mean, I got 1 or 2 guards that, 2 guards really that didn't like me because, you know, he was one of those type that wanted to run the show, but he only had he didn't have as much authority as he thought he did. Like, I could go out with any guard that was going out the doors to smoke with him if they said it was okay, because the only person that was over me was the Lieutenant Brasso, who was over all the trustees, and the warden. So I could go out with any guard, and I made sure to get it cool with all of them, because I'd be like, you know, this older white dude, I'd be like, Bo, you going out? Let me smoke with you. Come on, man. And, you know, a couple of other guards, they were the same way, you know, but, you know, there's guards that bring stuff in everywhere, you know. Sometimes they're not doing it for personal gain, but you can make a lot of money. A fucking pack of cigarettes can bring up to $600. I can sell a cigarette for $20 in there. 1 cigarette. You know how I mean, 1 cigarette for $20. That's how bad it can get. Then
because
again,
people want it so bad.
yeah. And that guy that gets that cigarette for $20, he can turn around and make $40 off of it. He can break it down and make little bitty. This probably ain't helping, but they can turn around and make a lot of money off that 1 cigarette. They can make 2-3 times what they pay for. Guards, you imagine what they're getting paid. They getting green dotted or CashApp. As soon as something comes through against towards y'all, you're no longer a friend. You're expendable. They're gonna throw you in the bus. I'm just telling you that because you're a cool cat, and I know what's about to happen. I know what road you're about to take, and unfortunately, he didn't listen, and I don't know if he's in that jail or not, but like, it's so easy to get caught up back in who. I used to be a ruthless dude. I'm a good guy, don't get me wrong, I'm a great guy. I do whatever I can for the people who deserve it, who are good people. People who don't deserve it, people who I think, and a lot of people, the majority of the people in this world would agree, don't deserve it or are pieces of shit. I don't have no problem watching them bleed out. I don't have no problem hurting. I don't have no problem taking them to another level. But, you know, it's so easy. Like, I was in there for a misdemeanor. 30 days at the most. I shouldn't have even been in there. First off, shouldn't even been in there. I'm sitting there. I just dropped down from the top bunk in B500, whatever it was, to a bottom bunk. And I'm out cold. I wake up to somebody saying, hey, cuz, hey, tapping me. I see this dude that I've been hearing in the dorm, him and this other little cat, loud cappers. He's always going around, he's got a fro, he's got his jumpsuit always tied around his waist, got a little bit of flab to him, loud capper. He's saying, hey, cuz, people want that bottom bunk. I'm just waking up. I don't know, and I'm fresh in there too, and I'm like, you know, get a little irate with him. Man, get the fuck up off me, don't touch me. You don't know me, back up. He says, he backs up, he said, people, man, get the fuck around me. I'm trying to get my bearings, put my shoes on, I gotta piss. I go to the pisser. There's this dude that came in, he's detoxing real bad, heroin and shit. And he's shaking on the floor. He gets seizures too. So it's pretty rough for him. But that ain't the least of my concern. I'm still wondering why the fuck this dude touching me in my sleep. Telling me that the people want my bunk. Let the people do their job. You don't come touch me. And then as I'm coming halfway back to the bunk, it hits me. Well, this bitch has got a bottom bunk too. So why the fuck are you waking me up why don't you give me your bottom bunk? And that's what I said. Matter of fact, I just turned around and I had it on my mind. I'm about to box this dude down. You come wake me up and you trying to do the people's job, and then you got a bottom bunk. Bitch, give me your bottom bunk.
So what about the bottom bunk? It's like the people, the security trying to get I don't understand.
The guards, because has seizures. The dude they just brought in has seizures. Medically, he has to have a bottom bunk because he could have a seizure and fall out the top bunk, kill himself or whatever. So they have to give him a bottom bunk.
Oh,
There's
okay.
40 bunks in there. And you live in here and you're waking me up and you have a bottom bunk and you're waking me up of all people to get, you think I'm pussy then?
He don't want to,
Well, we about to find out how pussy I am. And so I told him that. I said, well, look, come over here and put your hands on me about the bottom bunk now, bitch. You got one too, so get your mind right. Either shut the fuck up and sit down or come over here and do what you gotta do, because I don't play that. And the guy on the floors, he's telling me, don't. I'll sleep on the floor. Don't. I was like, no, you're gonna get a bottom bunk. It's just gonna be out of which one of us is gonna lose the bottom bunk. And me and the dude on the floor actually became friends. I ended up giving him the bottom bunk because the other dude just shut up and sat down. But it was just that quick that I went from calm, cool, just trying to get back out of there and do my thing for not even shouldn't have even been in there to man, it
about to get caught up in.
And then that same dude that's on the bunk on the floor, we became friends. Well, we both got moved on down to the end of the prison. Well, he's trying to get me to come to his dorm. I'm cool with that because he gets money sent in. He's got big money. He's always making big store. Well, me, I'm just hustling. I hustle any type of way I can, but I'm make do. I'm always got something going. And but yeah, my boy wants to kick it with me. I know he's gonna take care of me a little bit. He said, man, just check out. See, for a person who's got the old mentality, checking out is something you can't do.
What do you mean by
Checking
that?
out means you got to tell the guards you fear for your life. You can't live in that dorm, that somebody's holding power over you. Somebody's got you tipped. Somebody got you scared. Me, the way I grew up, who I am, it's hard for me. It was hard for me to say something like that. But there was some shit that was about to kick off in that dorm anyway that I didn't have no dealings with. This guy was just trying to prove things to people. I don't know what it was. I didn't want nothing to do with it, so I don't know none of these people anyway. So I told the guard, I told him, I said, look, man, I need to get out of here. I'm fearing for my life. He said, who's doing that? I said, man, you know I can't tell you that. And I just went with it because I just, adapted to whatever. I'm very good at adapting and saying what I need to say. And so he got me out of there, but he didn't put me in the dorm with my boy. He put me in the trustee dorm, and that's how I became a trustee. Well, 2 nights in trustee, they put me over this dude who I didn't know. Apparently, a lot of people knew him. I ain't talked to him or nothing, but I woke up the second night or whatever. I'm above him on the bunk. I'm dreaming I'm in the pussy. I'm dreaming I'm with my girl. And then I wake up. And, it's so real that when I wake up, I'm like, fuck. I realize where I'm at. And I say it loud. I mean, because I'm still getting myself together from that dream. And I'm like, fuck. I'm sit there for a second, and I'm like, fuck. I jump down. I'm going to the pisser. I take a piss. I'm coming back. Mm-hmm. And the dude up under me says, say, homie, what you mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is my house. I'm the landlord here, bitch. And I had my hand on the top rail about to go up, and I just snapped. And I'm like, so I take my foot and I slide it in my shoe. And I come down, I said, oh, wait, what? And he said, you heard what I said. So I put my other foot in my other shoe, and a finger, up on the back of my foot. I said, oh, you're the landlord, that's what you said, huh? Because I done snap. I'm not even thinking straight now, because I don't even know what you're talking about. Because, man, I don't even know what's going on. I just knew I woke up thinking I was in pussy. And I'm not. I took a piss, I'm coming back to go back to the pussy. And you're talking about some dumb shit about being a landlord. So I'm trying to put together what's going on. And he said, you heard what I said? I said, oh yeah, you the landlord. Turns out what it was, he's a loud dude. Apparently he had the whole dorm tipped. He'd be making loud comments and talking trash to people. I don't know who he is. I haven't heard this. I don't know. Apparently he was being loud while we were sleeping, talking to somebody 2 bunks over. But he's a loud guy. You know how people just be loud sometimes? Yeah. So apparently he thought that I was saying fuck about him being loud. But I didn't even know what he was even talking because I was asleep. But okay, you got a problem with me saying fuck about whatever I'm going through, but I got a problem with you now. So I stepped back into the little alleyway, the little aisle, and I said, all right, well, that's cool, because I keep my bags packed. I'm good at getting evicted. I always got my bags packed, so do your job, bitch, come evict me. And he looked at me all crazy. I said, that's right. I want to see you do your job, bro. Come do your job. And he sat down on his bunk, and I don't know why it made me even more infuriated. So I got in his face and squatted down. I said, no, I said, do your fucking job, bitch. I said, oh, that's right. Well, I'm the new landlord, bitch, so keep your mouth shut. But just that quick, bro. I went from misdemeanor to I was about to catch a felony.
Right.
Just that quick, because I was going, fuck this dude. The next day, the whole dorm is talking about, bro, you did that. And I'm like, what do you, no, I didn't do nothing that none of y'all should have done. And no voice, just the other dude that I know now on the street, he said, bro, that dude was selling wolf tickets. Talking about, you ever heard of that? No. So when somebody says they're selling wolf tickets, it means that they're making themselves out to be more than what they are. But and I was like, and yeah, y'all were buying it. He was selling it and y'all were buying it because he had y'all on tip. Because that dude, he was hush mouth the whole time. Then I'll be coming in with cigarettes because I'll be having cigarettes that the guards give me because the trustee can have. They can have 2 packs of cigarettes a week. And when we go out to smoke, I just pocket a half a cigarette or a whole cigarette. Sometimes I can get 2 from the guard. So I pocket one, I smoke half, and I pocket the other one, bring them in, I put them in. The way I bring them in, I ain't gonna say in case I don't wanna knock somebody else's hustle. But I'm the guy with cigarettes in the dorm. And he's usually got cigarettes, but he ain't got cigarettes, but he needs cigarettes. But he feel played coming and asking me, and when he did finally ask me, it ain't nothing. You can't get nothing from me. But you think we're friends now because you said what you said and I put you in your place? We ain't friends. I don't rock with nobody like you. So we're right on the bunk next to his bunk on the bottom with the 4 dudes I kick it with, and we blowing big cigarettes, blowing smoke all over towards him. But and that was just being a little arrogant, but he deserved it because he was an asshole. But just that quick, bruh. I went from not being in that lifestyle in over 15 years to where I was about to fuck this dude up.
So it can happen really quick, 0 to 100, getting in a situation.
You heard what I just said, bro? I was getting back on my bunk, and after the confrontation, I jumped back up on my bunk with my hands behind my head, looking at the ceiling, thinking, you stupid motherfucker. It could have went, man, because I don't sometimes, I'm good with these. I used to be real good. I don't know how, I ain't had to use them in a while, but I used to be real good with them. And man, I wouldn't have stopped on that dude just because of the dumb shit that he put me in right then. Just that quick. And you never know what somebody's thinking or going through or what their deal is. And you catch somebody that's really going through some shit and you come at them like that, what do you think's gonna happen? I mean, man, that dude might shiv you. He might put the people on you and set you up and get you more time. He might wait till you sleep and take a sock with some batteries or a lock in it or soap and beat you while you're sleeping. Yeah, man, you never know. Me, I'm upfront and personal right then and there. I ain't trying to hold nothing back. I ain't trying to bite my tongue. You know, if it's really affecting me, I'm putting it out there right then. But I'm not gonna harbor nothing to where You got to worry about it over time coming behind you. But there's so many people in there that do it, man. I've seen it happen so many times. I've seen people get doused with a cup of boiling water with magic shave in it, with battery acid, with cocoa butter lotion. You know what that does to the skin when you hit somebody with all that boiling hot? The skin just falls off. Magic shave, you know what that is. You ever seen magic shave before? We use it to shave with. It stinks so bad.
Oh, I know you're talking.
And
Yeah,
it just, you take a card and you just scrape off the hair. You don't use a razor, it just eats away, and you can only let it stay on for so long, because then it starts just eating your skin away. You put that in boiling hot water. Just boiling hot water by itself. They do all the extra. Batteries, cocoa butter. You know what cocoa butter does when it's hot? Pop-Tarts, the inside of a Pop-Tart will take your skin off so quick. And you might have got in you might have said the wrong thing. Not even knowing you said something to that person. And they sitting back there thinking about it. This bitch ass motherfucker. All this shit. And then the next thing you know, you turning around and you got shit. Man, I've seen people lose their sight. I've seen disfigurement. I've seen a person that died from it. Just that quick. I mean, you get in there I was in there, misdemeanor. I did that 2.5. I'm getting out 20 days, bro. I'm ready to go get pussy. I'm ready to see my family. I'm ready to go get a job. 20 days, bro, and I got hit with that armed robbery. And then I realized it was my best friend. He's a career criminal, I was saying earlier.
So you at this point, you had been there you were doing 2 years, you had only 20 more days to go, and then
they hit me with that
robbery.
Yeah, I could have.
And in your mind,
I could have fought it. Yeah, I could have, and I would have got away with it. You know, more than likely, but they wanted to close the case, so they were gonna close it some kind of way. I knew I was the closing factor. But I had a lot of things on my side. I had all the dirt I had on the cops. I had my sister who had gotten her friend, a really good lawyer, to lawyer up for me. I had all the right things in play, but after about the third day of sitting there thinking about it, bro, it was bugging me. Why they keep, you know, yeah, my DNA was found in that hat, but I mean, that was way off to the side. I mean, and I know how the things with my hat, it was still bugging me that the guy kept saying that it looked like me. They pointed me out. And then fucking hit me. Boom, my boy. We look alike. We wear each other's clothes. We lived together. We wore each other's clothes. We wore each other's hair. He was gangsta ass little dude. I mean, hardcore. Well, not only that, he was my boy. All right. That's what it all come down to.
So that's a really
that really
bad
meant
situation,
something
though.
back then. Like, it was my boy, but at the same time, they would throw him away for life. He wouldn't have got out. He'd have never seen daylight again. He like I said, he was a career criminal. He had a crime spree from a northern state all the way, I mean, northern, like to the border northern, all the way back to Louisiana. His mother started seeing a state trooper. They found that state trooper blowed in half at her doorway into her house. They did this massive manhunt for him. They found him in a swampy bog bottom underwater with a straw in his mouth. Turned out it wasn't him. They didn't charge him with it. But him and this other dude was up under the water in the lily pads with a straw, and just the dogs accidentally stepped on him. That's how they found him. But you know, he knew that they wouldn't even think twice because they knew he hated him, and you know, they'd have threw him away for life. The lawyer got me a deal to where they give me 3 years, suspend 2, I do 6 months on a year for theft over 500. 6 more months I would have to do. 6 more months, and my boy doesn't have to do life probably. So I took it. 6 months. I was getting out in 20 days, bro. 6 more months. That's a long time. And you already did 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially when you're thinking you're about to get out in a few days.
Yeah. Yep. So I did that for him. And in that 6 months, I ran across the dude that I couldn't get over there to him. I tried to. I shouldn't even tried, but this girl, I actually found the gun that killed her on road crew. We were walking Highway 1 I was a road crew trustee. Our original trustee driver, Fred, Big Fred, was off that day. They had Mr. Breeder there that day. He was bullshitting with the other 6 inmates on the van because he did 6 on, 6 off, picking up trash. And first I'd found a dime sack of weed. Then I found a dime baggie of coke, another thing of coke, and then another thing of weed. Man, I'm happy as fuck, you know?
This is why they had you out as an inmate. Doing searches.
Yeah, doing trash pickup. And then I found a pistol. It was 9mm. Been out there a little while, and I tried to get Mr. Breeder's attention, so I put my glove on, picked it up from back of the handle. I thought about stashing it, coming back and get it afterwards, but you know, I was like trying to do right and shit for the most part. And you never know where a gun comes from, what type of bodies might be on it. So I'm walking across the street with
holding the gun
with the pistol. Well, by the handle with the pistol pointing away. But when Mr. Breeder turned around, all he seen was gun. And he started reaching for his gun. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So we had a porta-john attached to the trailer where we threw the trash into. So when I got the gun to him and I told him what had happened, my boy Fry, he was from New Orleans, out of the 9th Ward. He was a cook at first, and then he got on the crew with us. Mm-hmm. And boy, he had the slang, you know, just New Orleans twang, and we kicked it pretty hard. And I was like, Fry, look, I got this coke, I got this weed. I was like, here, you roll the joint. I'm going there and line up some lines in the porta-john. You come in right after me. Mm-hmm. Well, he's like, let me go there and do the lines first. So he went first, and then he come back out and he gave it back to me, and I went in. Well, we were waiting on the closest police in that jurisdiction, police officer to come accept to get the pistol and take it into custody. Mm-hmm. And he showed up while I was in the picture, and I'm geeked out. And when I come out, I know my eyes had been crazy, but the Red River Parish cop was there, and Mr. Breeder and them, they were all kind of at the back of the trash trailer. And he says, "O'Brien, come here." I'm like trying to, act sober and shit, walking up. he's like, hey, you got to go with this officer because you found that gun. They need, you got to prove that. I said, man, I ain't going nowhere. I found the gun, that's all I did. I ain't got nothing to do with that gun. Man, hell no, I ain't going nowhere. You better not touch me, don't do nothing. You better get a lawyer. I'm talking all fast.
Yeah.
But he got me heart beating talking about, because I don't know nothing about this gun.
Yeah.
And they was just joking with me because Mr. Breeder was, because he scared him to death, because he, you know, Mr. Breeder was a good dude. But imagine from his point of view, turn around and seeing an inmate with a pistol.
Right.
You know, so he had to kind of shake back from that a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was the way of doing it, was fucking with me.
Okay, I got you.
But turns out, there was this girl, her name was Wendy Long. She's from Winfield, Louisiana. Beautiful, gorgeous, just amazing, down-to-earth girl too. I mean, just sweet as could be. She'd been missing for 8 months. And I don't know if that was the pistol, but somehow it led to finding her body right over the railroad tracks under some brush. And by finding that gun that day, they coordinated off that area, and by doing a search on that, a grid search, they had stumbled on her body, which led to that guy's incarceration. Most people would have hid the gun and stashed it off and came back.
And if you would have did that, they'd have probably never found it.
Probably never found